Still got it. Trey gifted it to me like a couple years back when I was on the streets, and one of the only things I didn't sell.
Running through the forest, jumping fences out of trees and trying to get away.
I was born in Winnipeg, but we moved out to Vancouver and pretty much stayed in East Van all my life. My mom's Cree, my dad's Tsimshian, and for me it was weird growing up. I felt disconnected from culture. Like I felt I never really had it personally because like my friends were like skateboarders and punk rockers, so I was kind of like bullied by native kids growing up.
Growing up, life was pretty tumultuous because especially as Indigenous kids, we didn't belong anywhere. We were outcasts already, and so if everybody hated us, then we may as well just join this motley crew of punk rockers who were also outcasts.
And it's like the first time in my life I felt like I had my own identity.
The first time I met my brother Al, I was like, man, that guy looks like he's in pain. He looks like he's passed out against a wall. Like,
he gave me his phone number and I had it for weeks. And I started jamming with some friends, and I was too scared to call at first. And when I called, I was like, hey Trey, I don't know if you remember me. And you're like, yeah, what's up, dude? I was like, hey, I've been jamming with some friends and I was wondering if you wanted to sing for us. And like, yeah, dude, I can sing. Yeah, I can sing. Like, yeah, we just started jamming from there.
Al and Trey started a band called the Nasties. They made some pretty punk rock tunes. Remembering back to the Nasties shows, some of them I try not to remember, I think. My brother was always a huge fan of Gigi Allen. I think that's what he found in Ashtray, that they were both just like live fast, die Gigi.
oh, look at that. Beauty.
When I said like Al was my greatest champion, I was his greatest champion.
Yeah.
Look at all the shit I kept.
Yeah.
I had already dabbled with heroin at that point, but I only did it a few times just so I could like brag and say, yeah, I used to do heroin.
We started using harder drugs. At first it was like alcohol. That was the thing that gave us all like the ability to go on stage and be loud and kind of in your face, little snots. And
for sure it helped me a lot, like socially, I guess. Yeah, you know, talking to girls or talking to anybody, you know, it helped out a lot.
Eventually we discovered cocaine, and it was more about getting wasted at practice than actually practicing at some point. At some point there was like a transition.
I knew that Al had used opiates in the past, but then I started finding things in my house like little water tubes and little like needle caps. So that's when I realized that things have really progressed for Al.
And you know, our band dissolved, fell apart because heroin ruins everything. I mean, that's the facts.
You know, it would suck waking up broke, but I had a good rapport with a lot of dealers there who were like super nice to me, and because I always paid back, you know.
You know, we'd meet up various periods. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. We're both like just strung out dirty junkies.
You guys been play a reunion show?
I don't know. I mean, I could definitely do it. I don't know if Al's ready to go walk into the fire like that.
I mean, you could probably just do it in our backyard.
Yeah. January 29th of 2016, I hit bottom. I ended up going to 12-step fellowship. I ended up doing everything they told me to do. I got 2 years clean. February 6th of 2018, I started working for Ops as a peer employee. Peer means a person with lived experience. I started at the bottom doing like menial jobs, sweeping, cleaning. Eventually became manager, and that was where I reconnected with Al. One day I was working at Ops, and my brother came in.
My brother started working at the Overdose Prevention site in Vancouver's downtown east side, and I was not for it.
And I started working there, and like at the time I felt like it was giving me something good. I thought in my mind, I was like, something good to die for, you know, like my life wouldn't have been pointless if I was, you know, able to reverse some overdoses, you know, help some people.
I know that he wanted to get clean so bad, and I wanted him to get clean. His sister Lynn wanted him to get clean. All his sisters, he's got so many sisters that love him, that wanted him to get clean, and we're all supporting him, and it just kept getting worse for him.
I know that he's overdosed many, many times. Trey's always been there to save him.
And I overdosed, and I guess I was like bent over on my legs. For the doctor said the amount of damage I did to my legs, she said I was probably out for like half a day.
And the surgeon was telling me that Al may never walk again. Like, he's just telling me over top of Al, like as if he was not there. And Al was laying there, and he said, "Fuck that."
I remember laying there and looking up, and my sister was standing there. I didn't even know she was there, and like just breaking down big time.
I think that was the very first moment that I realized, like, you know, maybe this was his rock bottom, and he's like, I'm just digging my way out, and I'm gonna come back.
Something just hit, like the stars aligned, where he couldn't leave. He was trapped in the hospital, and he had all of us supporting him.
For myself to support my brother in his recovery, it's not just about caregiving, it's about teaching him the life skills that he didn't learn because he's been on the street for so many years.
He's awesome. I've never been a dog person before, but yeah, it's pretty rad because he's never seen me high. I've never been high around him, and like he needs me to feed him and shit, so yeah, I never thought I would love a dog as much as him, man. He's like pretty awesome.
Places like Ops create a place for society's most vulnerable, most stigmatized, and most forgotten.
If it wasn't for Ops, I probably would have been dead a long time ago.
And these people are people's family members. They're not just nobodies. They're cared and loved for by somebody. And that's what people need to know, the why Ops is important.
It's on a